Welcome back, Game with King family, to another F1 Clash video, and we are here for the Mexican Grand Prix opening round. It's going to be an interesting opening round, this one, because I don't have any of the 10x assets, and Hutch has increased the difficulty of the AI. So in case you didn't notice that, make sure to check that out to see the increase in the difficulties of the AIs in duels and in GP events as well. All right. So with all that being said, we're going to be jumping into our first race here. We're using very same Alonso and Leclerc that we have, and we want to see how our drivers will perform in the opening round here versus all these guys with their 10x assets. Let's go see what we can do in this one. Here we go for our first race. We are at Mexico City for this one. Let's see where we qualify. It's a wet qualifiers. I think it was 10% chance of rain. And we're in the wets. But look at that. Charles Leclerc all the way out in P10. Loving the rain qualifying there. Alonso P19 for a nice start. We're starting off both drivers on the soft compound tires since they have that nice little distance. And we're going to give the Cuppa to Alonso. And we're just going to throw the Kawhi at Alonso, and we gave the Cuppa to Leclerc. So let's go see what we can do. We want to squeeze in 4 laps on the softs if we can. If we cannot, that's okay. So we want to see perfect start here. Alonso slamming into the back, getting pushed back. Can he switch to the inside line? He's still holding the outside line here. Now he switches to the inside line. We see Leclerc moving up to P5 as Alonso is stuck in the jam. Let's cut him down out the jam. Then we let him boost on out as Leclerc now moves up to P3. Alonso kind of stuck here, getting a not the best start possible, but he got a good start anyways, made up some positions. Leclerc up to P3. Let's see the tires in front. All right, so all softs in front of Leclerc as Alonso makes his way now up to P13 on his softs. And we're going to try to push. Now we have signs in front of us on mediums on the hard tires, so our Alonso should be able to squeeze past signs if we give him some support in these corners. There he goes, squeezing past Carlos Sainz. Now we want Carlos Sainz to kind of block the way for Yuki Tsunoda here, so we can get a little bit of distance on Tsunoda as we try to catch up to Magnussen on his mediums. Alonso moving up. Now we have Magnussen on his medium tires in front. Alright, so we have Leclerc in P2 now. Alright, so we could take an early pit stop with or Leclerc for the hard tires or for the medium tires, but we're going to allow him to go around for 4 laps. He's going to run out of tires right about there. So we're just going to allow him. We've got Magnussen out of the way. Alonso is going to run out right about there as well. So we're just going to allow them to go around. And then we're going to come back to the medium tires. Instead of coming back to the soft tires where we have no room to boost, we'll take the mediums. So we have a little bit of room to boost those mediums. All right, so here comes now or Leclerc. We're cutting down Alonso to kind of slow him down a bit here, so his tires doesn't run out too early. And then we'll just launch him off right when the tires are going to go out. So he lost 1 place, and he should hold P10 going into pit. He lost 2 place. All right, and he's in pit. Leclerc is in and out in P6, which is nice. Alonso is in, got blocked, and he's out in P18. All right, so we'll cut him down there, boost him back up a little bit to take P17. And we have a host of mediums and hard tires in front who have not pitted, so we're going to boost now or Leclerc, and we're also going to boost Alonso here, see if he can come and catch up to some of these guys who are in pit, picking up P16 before. Now he's on his way P15 all the way up to P11 is where he's going to be. There we go. And Leclerc is back up into P2. All right, now we still have some hards in front of our Alonso who has not pitted, so we want to boost these guys. We want to boost Alonso by pit, see if we can pick up them. And we're going to boost him from there with that little bit of power unit that he has. See if he can squeeze into P10. He can. Now, can he go around and pick up P6 on his way out? So we're up to P8 with Alonso. Looking nice, looking good. So the race is going pretty good. We have soft tires all around Alonso. We have medium tires all around Leclerc. So Leclerc is good to go to finish in P2. He's not going to be able to catch P1. He's too far away. And Alonso, we're going to have to work on him to hold P8. All right, so we'll give him the support he needs around here. Then we'll cut him back down on the straight. And boost him back up in the corner. Cut down on the straight. Boost him back up through the corners. So he gets those corners really fast under boost. He doesn't get slow. So P2, P8 it is for our first race. Not going to be able to catch up to P7. He's on the soft compound anyways. So great race overall for a massive 40 points finish. We'll take that for our first race here. Alright, so great race from our drivers. Our strategy worked out for us in our favor. And yeah, let's go jump on into our next race and see how we do in that one. Here we go for our next race on Miami. Let's see what kind of qualifiers we get here and what we could do in this one. Alright, so it looks like we're getting out qualified, but Leclerc is up there. P15, P23. Rival is using Alonso and Lance Stroll, so not using any of the 10% drivers there. Alright, so we're going to give Alonso the softs. Do we want to start off with both softs here? Yeah, let's run it. Let's run both softs and do the 2-stop with both drivers. Yeah, we're going to run it. And let's go see how that turns out for us. Alright, the rival starting off on medium and hards. And we want to see perfect start for both drivers. And we see Leclerc moving to the inside line here. Round the outside he goes, moving up to P7. Alonso getting a great start as well. Moving up to P12 on these softs. Alright, so here comes Charles Leclerc trying to get by Lando Norris as Alonso moves up to P11. Lando Norris holding off Leclerc pretty nicely, but we finally got him then. We got Lewis Hamilton out the way, so we're up to P3. Now, can we get these front runners? Yes, we're up to P2. Now we're going to cut down there on the back straight as Alonso up to P9. We're going to cut down there. All right. So we're in the mix of softs and hard tires with Alonso, who should sneak up the inside and get P8, as Leclerc will allow him to continue to drive. We're going to go to pit back for another set of soft tires with no servicing. Soft tires with with servicing here. Then we're going to do our final pit stop with no servicing, as we will be saving from here. All right, now we can squeeze up the inside of George Russell to pick off P1. Alonso can squeeze up the inside to pick up P7. Good block from Carlos Sainz. Now we got him. We squeeze up the inside to pick him off. Up the inside again of Lando Norris to move up to P6. Now we can boost in Leclerc, and we'll just let Alonso drive naturally in so we don't stock. And Leclerc should be out by the time Alonso gets in. He gets blocked. And Leclerc is out in P5 and Alonso is back out in P18 after a massive blockage when he was entering the pits there. Alright, so he lost a good amount of position, but that's alright. He'll make it back as he moves up to P7. Now we're back up to P4 with Leclerc. So these guys will be going into pit now on those medium tires. And the hard tires are going to go around for another lap. So the hard tires are mainly going to be the challenge. Or we should see hards go into pit now. Alright, so the mediums are going into pit. The hards are going around for an extra lap. But we're going to be going into pit as well with the hard tires. So that's where the challenge comes in. We don't get the advantage on the hard tires, because we're going to be going back to pit now on lap 4. As the hard tires will be going into pit. It's strange how these hards can do 4 laps, but it is what it is. We're going to go to pit now, and we're going to jump onto those hards to go to finish. as Alonso moves back up. Ooh, we're going to be doing no servicing on these hards. Hards with no servicing, please. Thank you very much. So we can get a fast pit stop as we go on in. So let's boost in now, or Alonso in with a hard crowd, and out goes or Leclerc in P3. So he got the jump, and Alonso got a 2.8 and got the jump. So no blockage for Alonso, and he's back out into P9. All right, so a great stop there. As we have a host of hards, we have a few medium tires, like George Russell, who will be going back to pit. I think a rival Alonso should be going back to pit, as well as or Alonso dropped back. Let's give a little bit of support to our drivers here, as we want these hard tires to go to finish at that same point. We don't want to lose too much positions, as we have drivers with softer compounds behind. Let's boost up now, or Alonso, see if we can catch up to P6. No, we won't. He's gonna get out in front. All right, so we're in P11. Carlos Sainz is gonna be going back to pit. Norris going back to pit. The rival Alonso will be going back to pit. So a few cars going back to pit here. We want or Alonso now to come and make up some of these positions. We should be able to get Sainz out the way early as we try to attack, but it seems like we're getting attacked as well. So our attacks are not going through because we're also getting attacked. Right now we're going to just boost here, take this corner sharp. There we go. Now we can try and boost by those who are in pit and pick up those positions, as or Leclerc is out in P1. Alright, so Leclerc doing pretty well for himself. And here comes the rival Alonso. He's going to be boosting. He's going to pass. There's nothing we could do to stop him. He's going to pass. We don't have the servicing to hold him off. So we're just going to allow him to take P8 as we take P7 as we take P8. Right, because we don't want to run out of servicing and suffer a breakdown. Ooh, we might be able to hold him off here, so we'll just boost up to the line and we won't suffer a breakdown. There we go, P1, P7. Overall, a great race for us for a massive 42 points. We'll take that. All right. So our drivers did pretty well with the strategy we choose to go with both drivers there. And as I said, if you have the drivers that are splitting, if they're qualifying right beside each other, then you'll have to use two different compounds. But if they're creating that distance in qualifying, then definitely go for the same. Here we go at Spa for this one. Let's go see how we qualify and what we could do here. So the changes to the AIs is normally not going to be affecting top level players. It's mainly going to be affecting new players and low level players in the game. But currently it doesn't look too damaging as we can see here. All right, so for this one, we're going to kick it off with the soft tires. We're going to go the same Kappa and the same Kawhi, and we're going to go with the soft tires. We're doing the two-stop strategy instead of going for the slow one-stop. And if the rest of the pack is going for the slow one-stop, then the two-stop should be really fruitful for us here as we get this perfect start. Come on, Leclerc, don't go over there. Leclerc tries to swing out, but I didn't want him to swing out. I want him to stick to the inside line, but he did not stick to it there, so we didn't manage to pick up any positions in that one. And Alonso is kind of in the back. That's what we didn't really want. We didn't want our drivers to get a slow start. We want them to pick up some places, and we're able to use these soft tires to make up some positions. All right, here comes now Leclerc. Alonso is kind of stuck, not moving up at all. Now he finally gets up to P23, as Leclerc has basically moved up to P8. Alonso stuck in P23, so we're going to cut him down there as he's not making up any places from the back. So we'll just slow him down a bit, and then just allow him to drive and try to pick up those positions naturally. All right, so a good amount of cars in the back are on the soft compound. The hard compound is holding them up. And that shouldn't be the case, but it is what it is from time to time. Some races you are going to get hold up on the softer compound. So we're going to boost here, see if we can squeeze by P6. Now we're going to go into pit and we're going to go for soft tires into pit for another set of softs. I'm not even going to try and push my Alonso too much as he's stuck on De Vries, who's on soft tires as well. So we're going to go into pit, boost on in, boost on out. Or Leclerc is out in P14, didn't get blocked. Let's see if Alonso can get out. Yep, he got blocked and he's out in P23. Alright, so we're just going to allow them to drive now for these 2 laps. And we're going to save up some power unit to boost by pit, as the mediums and hard tires drivers will be going into pit at this point. And we want to be able to boost by. Look at Alonso, he's just stuck on those guys. They're on mediums and hards in that massive gap. Let's see if we can push our Alonso here to pass De Vries. Now he gets by De Vries finally. Now let's push him to go by pit. Leclerc is up to P6. As Alonso can't make up any position. So Alonso got a poor start in this one and he got blocked by Nick De Vries for a good amount of time. So he didn't manage to make up any gains from this one. But it's alright, we'll go to pit for no servicing for a fresh set of softs. And we'll continue to push our drivers to see how much more we can get once we go onto these fresh softs. Alright, so here comes Leclerc. Alonso now stuck on AI Alonso. See if he can sneak up the inside going into pit. No, he cannot. He made it into pit, and or Leclerc's out in P7. So Leclerc put up a good race and managed to make up some places. It was just Alonso being stuck mainly here that's costing us all of these points. All right, let's take a quick look now. We have a host of cars on the hard compound tires. So probably Alonso can make up some positions if he catches up to P22. And let's boost or Leclerc there. Alonso kind of dropped back from P22. Whoa, he caught up to P22 now, who's on hard tires. Trying to sneak by him, getting blocked. Now we can see if we can pick up some positions. Up the inside of Sargent, he goes around the outside. Down the inside goes Leclerc. So Leclerc put up a good race. It's just Alonso who we got this slow, stuck race from. Now he's making his way up to P19. Can we sneak up the inside of AI Alonso, who has given us a difficult time a few laps ago? Now we're up to P17 as Bottas suffers a breakdown. Can we sneak by Lance Stroll on the last corner? Another car suffering a breakdown. Lance Stroll goes wide, but we didn't manage to hold him off. So P15 in the end for our Alonso. We managed to come back into some position for a nice 30 points, 31 point score there. So we'll definitely take that. And let's go jump on into our final race and see how we do in that one. Here we go for our final race of the video, race 4. We're on a Silverstone for this one. We want to see how we qualify. Come on, Leclerc, stick with them. Alright, so P14, P23 for us. Silverstone is a much more favorably track for overtaking. So we should see our drivers doing pretty well compared to our last race where our Alonso kind of got stuck. We should see Alonso doing pretty well here at Silverstone. Alright, let's go see what Leclerc is going to do. Can he switch to the inside? Alright, so he switches out. Now he switched back to the inside, squeeze into the position, and he's on his way now as we see Alonso now moving up into P18. As I said, a much more favorable track for overtaking here at Silverstone. So we should be able to make up some good places. We're going to cut down here as Alonso sneak into position and boost back up here. Boost back up here with Alonso. See if we can sneak by Perez. Alright, so we're glitched. And once you see glitching, you know what that means. Now we got Perez. It's the one thing I'm telling you guys I really like about this version of the game. The one thing is that the game no longer holds back your drivers. So now you could push your drivers into position. As long as you know how to get them into position, when to boost, which corners to boost in to get them into position, you could push your drivers into position with this version. And the game will allow your drivers to go into positions and not holding them back. We're going to go now for some fresh softs. Boost on in. Slow in for Leclerc. We're going to stock a little bit. Alright, so not a lot of stock in. Just a little bit. We're out in P12 and P21. So we didn't get blocked with our Alonso there. He got a nice in and out. Alright, so what we're doing now is doing 2 more laps on the softs, and by then all the medium tires should go back to pit, and some of the hard tires that are going to be doing 4 laps will be out. So our next lap we should only have hard tires out in front of us. So let's push now or Leclerc and push now or Alonso to come by these mediums. We're in pit. Alright, so we're up to P8 with Leclerc as he tries to squeeze by AI Alonso. Alonso not having it. He's on the hard tires and defended beautifully here, holding us off. Now we squeeze by him as we line ourselves up now to go to pit. Or we could just allow our drivers to drive for another lap. But we're just going to go to pit here instead of trying to go for another lap. You know what? I'm going to just let them go for it. Go for it, guys. Another lap it is. Go for it. No servicing stop on this final lap. Go for it. Alright, we should be able to make it around without running out of tires. If we do run out of tires, it's going to be right at the entrance of the pits is where we're going to be running out. Or Alonso is going to suffer the most here because we have a lot of cars behind who has already pitted compared to our Leclerc, who's now out of tires. Cut down Alonso with boost on Leclerc in. Takes 1 corner, then he's into pit. Now Alonso is out. As we go on in, we're doing no service in. And Leclerc is back out in P10, so he didn't lose too much. Alonso is the one, as I said, who's going to mainly suffer on this one. Alright, so he's back out in P18. Alright, so some medium tires and some of the hards will have to go back to pit again in this lap. So we're going to be able to now boost by pit and see if we can pick up some of those. Alright, so P2 starts it and we boost our Leclerc, and then we'll just kick the boost with Alonso as well. Alright, so P2 is on his way out, so we're not going to catch him, but we should catch the rest. Alright, with Leclerc. Alright, so we're not going to catch P10 with Alonso, but we should catch up to P12 as he's on his way out. There we go, so we're up to P15. Let's see what tires is Leclerc in front of us is on. He's on mediums. And then we have Alonso with a host of soft tires on him right there. So he's down to P17. So we'll push now or Leclerc to try and squeeze past AI Leclerc on his mediums. We got him. And now we try to push Alonso to see if we can squeeze on the rival Sainz. We're out. We're out. Look at Hulkenberg suffering that breakdown. He just slides over out the way. P5, P17 for 29 points in this one. We'll take it. All right, so not the best race, but we'll definitely take it. All right, Let me know down in the comments how you guys are doing in your event. I think we're doing pretty well, even though we have none of the 10% assets. I think we did pretty well in our first 4 races, and we should definitely be qualified for the final round tomorrow. All right, so use code word play down below to let me know that you made it to this portion of the video. Really appreciate you guys who watch the full videos for all your support, and that's basically going to be it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Shout out Christopher Graves.
And they say if we'll only avoid any confrontation with the enemy, he'll forget his evil ways and learn to